My brother unwrapped a key fob at Sunday dinner. Tesla, Model 3, midnight silver. My parents stood behind him, beaming like he'd just won the Nobel Prize. Then my mom slid an envelope across the table to me. I thought maybe it was a gift card. Maybe concert tickets. I opened it. Itemized rent invoice, $1,200 a month. For my childhood bedroom. It's character building, honey, my dad said. My brother dangled the Tesla key and grinned. Have you ever watched your parents fund your siblings' dream car while charging you to sleep under a roof you thought was home? Yeah, that was my Tuesday. But here's the thing. 3 days later, a second envelope arrived. Law firm return address. Heavy paper. The kind that doesn't bend. Inside was a deed. My name, sole owner. Turns out I'd been paying rent on a house I already owned. And my parents knew the whole time. Let me rewind. Because the Tesla? That was just the beginning. Before we go further, drop a comment. Where are you watching from and what time is it right now? And if this story already has you hooked, hit that like button. I need to know you're with me. I need you to understand something. I was always the responsible one. While my brother partied through college on my parents' dime, I worked 2 jobs. Campus library during the week. Waitressing weekends. I graduated debt-free because I had to. He graduated with a degree in communications and a $10,000 credit card bill my parents paid off without blinking. Fast forward. I got a job offer across the country. Good pay, tech startup. I needed to relocate fast, and my lease wasn't up for 2 months. My mom called. Why don't you move home for a bit, sweetie? Save some money. Family helps family. I thought she meant it. I moved into my old bedroom. The one with the chipped paint and the window that still stuck. My brother had been living there rent-free for 3 years. 1 month in, my dad handed me a bill. We'd like you to contribute. $1,200 a month. Utilities included. I stared at him. Does Jake pay rent? He's between opportunities. You're doing well. It's different. I paid. I thought it was temporary. 26 months later, I was still there. Still paying. My brother? Still free. I kept every receipt, every Venmo transfer, every text message. I learned that habit young. My gut always told me to document everything. Grandma used to say I had a spine. You're the one who'll stand when the rest of them fold, she'd tell me. I didn't know she'd put that belief in writing. I didn't know that letter would change everything. Then came the family meeting. My mom's voice on the phone was sweet. Too sweet. Can you come down to the living room? We need to talk about something. I walked downstairs. Both parents on the couch. Jake on FaceTime from the next room because apparently he couldn't be bothered to walk 15 feet. My dad cleared his throat. We need to talk about your contribution. That word, contribution. Like I was a donor, not a daughter. We're raising it to $1,800 a month. I blinked. $1,800? Why? You're doing well, honey. We have expenses. I looked at my mom. What expenses? Silence. Jake's voice crackled through the phone speaker. Yeah, things are tight right now. We all have to pitch in. I felt my jaw tighten. Do you pay rent, Jake? My dad cut in. He's between opportunities. You wouldn't understand. Oh, I understood. I pulled out my phone. Opened the calculator app right there. $1,800 from me. You're covering Jake's Tesla payment, right? That's what, $1,400 a month? My mom's face went stiff. So that's $3,200 a month you're pulling in. What's the mortgage on this place? My dad's voice went cold. That's not the point. Then what is the point? He stood up. If you can't help this family, maybe you need to think hard about what family actually means. The deadline was the 1st of the month. 4 days away. I ran the numbers that night. $1,800 a month. Plus groceries, car payment, insurance, student loan I'd refinance to get a better rate. I couldn't do it and still save for a down payment. So I started looking at apartments. Studios in my city started at $2,400. Plus deposit, plus moving costs. I'd have to drain my emergency fund just to get in the door. I called my mom the next morning. I think I should move out. She started crying. You're abandoning us? After everything we've done for you? My dad got on the line. This is selfish. You only care about money. Then Jake sent a group text. To the family thread. Aunts, uncles, cousins. Wow, so you only care about money? Guess we know where her priorities are. My phone exploded. I sat on my bed staring at the ceiling. Was I the villain? I worked 60-hour weeks. I saved every dime. I didn't ask them for anything. They bought him a Tesla. I started pulling my files. Pay stubs. Bank statements. The folder on my laptop marked family. And that's when I saw it. A PDF I didn't remember saving. I opened it. The subject line made my stomach drop. RE property deed transfer. Beneficiary, my name. I read it 3 times. I thought I'd lost. Then I realized they'd been lying for 2 years. The letter was from an estate attorney, dated 26 months ago, sent to my parents' address, already opened. Property deed transfer, my name, sole beneficiary. I scrolled down. Grandma had left me her house. The house I was living in. The house I'd been paying $1,200 a month to live in. You ever find out you've been paying rent to yourself? The letter was formal but clear. The property located at the address I'd been calling home for 2 years was devised solely to me under my grandmother's last will and testament. My parents were named temporary trustees. Their job was simple. Hold the title until I turned 25. Then transfer it. I was 27. The letter was 2 years old. I sat there, hands shaking, reading the same paragraph over and over. Grandma had left me the house because, in her words, I worked hard and saved, unlike the others. She trusted me to honor it. And my parents buried it. I looked at my Venmo history. 24 payments. $1,200 each. $28,800. To live in a house that was legally mine. I didn't sleep that night. Because I had no idea what else they'd hidden. I confronted them the next morning, calmly. I walked downstairs with the letter in my hand. My dad was drinking coffee. My mom was scrolling her phone. I set the letter on the counter. Why didn't you tell me? My mom looked at it. Her face went pale. Sweetie, Grandma was confused at the end. She didn't understand. She was sharp until the day she died. I have birthday cards from her final year. Full sentences, humor. She knew exactly what she was doing. My dad stood up. The house was always meant for the whole family. She didn't mean for you to just take it. I stared at him. She literally put it in writing. I was supposed to get this on my 25th birthday. I'm 27. Jake appeared in the doorway. Are you seriously going to tear this family apart over a piece of paper? I turned to him. You've lived here rent-free for 3 years. I've paid $28,000. You got a Tesla. I got invoices. My mom's voice cracked. If you pursue this, we're done. You'll have no family. My dad slid a piece of paper across the counter. A quitclaim deed. Already filled out. Sign this. Keep the peace. Do the right thing. The right thing. I looked at them. Really looked. They weren't asking. They were threatening. I need 48 hours. My dad nodded. I went upstairs and called the attorney whose name was on that letter. He answered on the second ring. The attorney overnighted me the full trust document. It arrived the next morning. Inside was the signed and notarized deed, the trust language, and a handwritten letter from my grandma, paper-clipped to the front. Her handwriting was shaky but perfectly clear. I leave the house to my name because she works hard and saves, unlike the others. She will honor it. I took a photo of that letter. I still look at it. The attorney's cover email was clinical. Trustees were obligated to transfer title on your 25th birthday. Collecting rent from the beneficiary constitutes breach of fiduciary duty and possible conversion of assets. Conversion of assets. They didn't just hide the house. They turned me into a profit center. I pulled up my mom's Instagram, scrolled back 2 years. There it was. Kitchen remodel. Marble countertops. New cabinets. Caption, finally treating ourselves. I posted 4 months after my first rent check. Then Jake's Tesla delivery photo. 6 months after that, I did the math one more time. $1,200 a month. times 24 months. $28,800. They didn't just hide my inheritance, they spent it. On themselves. I saved the email. I saved the photos. I saved everything. And then I knew exactly what I had to do. I needed to understand why. So I pulled everything. Zillow history on the house. $425,000. Paid off when Grandma died. My parents' old condo, the one they sold right before moving into Grandma's place. $390,000. They upgraded. They moved into my inheritance and turned it into their retirement plan. But it gets worse. I checked the county property records. Public information. The deed was still in the trust. They'd never even tried to transfer it to themselves. They knew they couldn't. So instead they made me a tenant. No lease, no rights, just monthly payments into their account. I found Jake's LinkedIn. He'd posted an update 6 months ago, then deleted it. But the internet is forever. I pulled it from a cached page. Grateful for a family that invests in my dreams. Invests. My rent checks bought his Tesla. My money remodeled their kitchen. I wasn't a daughter. I was a revenue stream with a bedroom and no exit plan. They didn't see me as family. They saw me as funding. I closed my laptop. I didn't feel angry. I felt clear. I made one phone call. Then I waited. I hired a real estate attorney who specialized in trust litigation. Not the estate attorney. Someone new. Someone who litigated. I sent her everything. The trust. The letter. 2 years of Venmo receipts. The Instagram posts. The LinkedIn cash. She called me back in an hour. This is one of the cleaner cases I've seen. They breached their fiduciary duty. You're entitled to the property and full restitution. What does that look like? We file a petition for immediate transfer of title, demand a full accounting, and a civil claim for the rent you paid plus interest. Judges don't like trustees who self-deal. I didn't hesitate. Do it. I signed the retainer that afternoon. We filed 3 days later. Petition for order to transfer title. Accounting demand. Civil claim for $28,800 plus statutory interest. No family meeting. No warning. Certified mail. Return receipt requested. I moved my essentials to a friend's apartment the same day. I didn't tell my parents I was leaving. Jake sent a group text that night. She's tearing the family apart over money. This is who she really is. I screenshotted it and forwarded it to my attorney. She replied in 10 seconds. Perfect. Shows consciousness of guilt. The hearing was set for 3 weeks out. I didn't tell them I'd be there. The hearing was on a Tuesday. 9 a.m. probate court. Small room. Fluorescent lights. American flag in the corner. Judge in her 60s, reading glasses, no-nonsense energy. My parents arrived with an attorney. Family law? Wrong specialty. I sat 2 rows behind them. They didn't see me until they turned around. My mom's face went white. The judge called the case. My attorney stood. Your Honor, petitioner seeks immediate transfer of title to real property held in trust, an accounting of all funds, and restitution for rent collected unlawfully from the beneficiary. She projected the first exhibit on the screen. The trust document. My name highlighted. Sole beneficiary. Exhibit 2. Grandma's handwritten letter. She works hard and saves, unlike the others. She will honor it. Exhibit 3. 2 years of Venmo receipts. 24 payments. $1,200 each. Total, $28,800. Exhibit 4. Bank statements. Subpoenaed, Tesla AutoPay. $1,400 a month. Paid from their joint account. The judge looked at my parents. Why did you collect rent on property held in trust for the petitioner? My dad cleared his throat. Your Honor, we believed the funds were necessary for upkeep and... My attorney cut in. Your Honor, during the same period, respondents financed a $19,000 kitchen remodel and a Tesla Model 3. Receipts attached as Exhibit 5. She put my mom's Instagram post on the screen. Marble counters. Finally treating ourselves. The judge was not smiling. Mrs. last name. Did you transfer the title to your daughter on her 25th birthday as required by the trust? Silence. Ma'am, I need a verbal answer. No, Your Honor. Why not? My mom's voice cracked. We thought the house was for all of us. She's our daughter. The judge removed her glasses. She's also the sole beneficiary. This is not a complicated trust. She looked at the file. Trustees breach their fiduciary duty. Title transfers immediately to petitioner. Respondents are ordered to vacate within 60 days and pay full restitution, $28,800, plus statutory interest at 6% per annum, plus petitioner's attorney fees. She looked up. Respondents will also cover their own counsel. This was entirely avoidable. The gavel came down. My mom cried into my dad's shoulder. Jake wasn't there. He'd texted me that morning. This is evil. I didn't reply. I walked out the side door, alone. I didn't feel victorious. I felt free. They moved out 89 days later. One day before the deadline, I gave them the extra month. I'm not cruel. The moving truck pulled up on a Saturday. I watched from across the street. My mom wouldn't look at me. My dad handed me the keys like they were burning his hand. Jake wasn't there, but his Instagram went quiet. No more Tesla photos. Turns out he couldn't afford the payments without their subsidy. He returned it 3 weeks after the hearing. I walked through the house alone that first night. Grandma's garden in the back still smelled like lavender. I sat on the porch and cried. Not from sadness, from release. The court awarded me $28,800 plus $3,100 in interest plus $12,000 in attorney fees. Total, $43,900. I kept the house. I wrote one check. To the Alzheimer's Foundation. The one Grandma volunteered at for 15 years. $28,800. The full rent reimbursement, in her name. I didn't need it. What I needed was to know I hadn't become them. I refinanced the house to clear the title completely. It appraised for $430,000. No mortgage, no clouds. Just my name on the deed. My parents moved to a 2-bedroom condo across town. I heard from an aunt they're struggling with the downsize. Part of me aches when I think about it. Part of me remembers the invoices. Jake sent me one email. Months later, 3 words. Was it worth it? I didn't respond. But if I had? Grandma thought I was worth it. That's enough. We don't talk. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just done. I've learned something in all this. Boundaries aren't revenge. They're survival. I didn't take anything that wasn't mine. I just stopped letting them take what was. That's not cruelty. That's self-respect. The house is quiet now. I planted new lavender last spring. I hung Grandma's photo in the hall. Some nights I sit on that porch and I swear I can feel her there. Proud, certain, still believing I had spine. She left me more than a house. She left me proof that I was worth believing in. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had a family member hide something from you? An inheritance, a truth, a opportunity? Or treat you like the ATM while someone else got the gifts? Drop your story below. I read every single one. And if this story hit home, subscribe. You're not alone in this. Oh, and one last thing. This is a fictionalized dramatization for storytelling purposes. It's not legal or financial advice. If you're in a situation like this, talk to a licensed attorney in your area. But you already knew that. Thanks for listening.